This image is based on another song that I like to listen to, although I actually don't normally listen to this one when I'm painting. It's Memory from the musical Cats, which I've never actually seen. Apparently one of the most popular songs from a musical, so I'm not alone in feeling an affinity with the lyrics and the tune. What I didn't know until I started researching for this yapping was that it was based on a T.S. Eliot poem. The musical itself is based on the Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, written by Eliot, and this particular song, Rhapsody on a Windy Night, from Prufrock and Other Observations, who was a fictional character that Eliot invented. I've used almost exclusively purple to paint with, and then added different shades of that leading up towards pink, and a little bit of white in the final image. I've mentioned before I often associate purple with royalty and spirituality. The poem starts with 12 o'clock, which is a reference to midnight, which, interestingly, ancient Hebrews marked as the time of the setting sun, so a new day begins as soon as darkness falls. There's several references to the moon, and a lamp, a drum, and a dead geranium. Apparently geranium comes from crane in etymology, I think Greek. Isaiah 38.14 says, like a swallow or a crane, I chirp, I moan like a dove. So I think this is a reference to the Holy Spirit. And in Egypt was used to reference Thoth and the concept of wisdom, which also links to the Holy Spirit. The main image seems to be a person behind a cross, so maybe the cross is descending upon them a bit like the Holy Spirit descends upon somebody. With the bottom here being quite boat-shaped, as if it's all taking place on a boat, which I think relates to the passage of time somehow. So there's the face of the person who's like behind this cross that's descending upon them. And there's a person stood to their right-hand side as well, someone talking to them. It's hard to tell from the expression, but I don't think that's pain. I think it's more like, relief. It's interesting in this just slightly different light. It looks much more purple here, but it almost gives a hint of blue, which I quite like. There's a head coming out of the cross, so this is attached to a person. And slightly to the left, there's like this symbol of, I think, a horse looking to the left. Off to the right-hand side, there's this symbol holding up a shield of some kind, or that could be a flower, with the faint outline of a person to the right of that. Near the bottom, it kind of looks like there's a person stood. They look like they've got horns, hands on their hips, talking to this other person who's kind of leaning to the side. Only makes me think of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I guess that's a reference to a tower, perhaps. And you can see half a face emerging to the left of that horse. It looks like a very sad face. Maybe because they've been a dead geranium for too long. To the right of the cross, there's what looks like a head, attached to what I can only describe as what looks like a bag or a sack. There's a couple of figures here at the top of the cross, like receiving Holy Communion, I think. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe.